Welcome to my channel. Today, we're exploring Stellar Defiance, a sci-fi journey where humanity stands strong and defies the odds across the galaxy. Dive into epic starship battles, powerful tech, and the resilience that makes us unstoppable in a universe full of challenges. If you're ready for a thrill-packed adventure in deep space, hit subscribe, and let's get started. In the distant future, humanity had ascended beyond the boundaries of its humble origins. Once confined to the Earth, then to the solar system, and eventually to the far reaches of the galaxy, humankind's journey was nothing short of extraordinary. The story of the Star Empire was one of ambition, perseverance, and the relentless will to survive. The birth of this empire was not marked by simple conquest or the clash of civilizations, but by the gradual awakening of the human spirit and an unwavering belief in their capacity to dominate the cosmos. The first seeds of the Star Empire were sown during the era known as the Great Expansion, a time when humanity had just begun to colonize the stars. Early expeditions had shown the vastness of the universe, its incomprehensible size, and its apparent emptiness. At first, humans had made contact with a few alien races, some friendly, others hostile, but no one could have predicted how quickly humanity would rise above its own limitations. What began as simple curiosity and exploration slowly transformed into a drive for dominance, fueled by a collective sense of superiority and an instinctual need for control. Humanity had always been resilient, adapting and thriving in the most inhospitable environments on Earth. It was no surprise that they would eventually become the masters of their own fate in the stars. But the rise of the Star Empire wasn't just a tale of technological advancement. It was, in many ways, a spiritual and philosophical awakening. The humans, through their conquest of the galaxy, would forge an empire unlike any other in the history of sentient beings, a force that would not only dominate through sheer might, but also by the will and determination of those who sought to bring about the inevitable rise of their species. By the time humanity had reached the outer edges of the galaxy, they had long since perfected their ability to traverse the vast expanse of space. The human fleet, now a powerful machine of war and diplomacy, was led by men and women who understood the value of leadership, discipline, and ingenuity. It was not just their advanced technology that made them formidable, it was their unyielding determination to succeed, their ability to adapt to every challenge, and their relentless will to overcome. The human spirit, when united under the banner of a common cause, was a force that no alien species could hope to withstand. The first phase of the rise of the Star Empire was defined by humanity's expansion. The colonies on distant worlds quickly grew in size and influence. Humans were natural settlers, able to quickly adapt to alien environments, terraforming planets and creating self-sustaining colonies where others had failed. Where other species had floundered, trapped by their own weaknesses, humans had a drive and ambition that surpassed all expectations. It wasn't long before the human colonies began to develop their own unique culture and identity. However, despite these differences, the people of these new worlds shared a common bond, a desire to conquer, to build, and to thrive. The colonies, though scattered across the stars, were not isolated. They communicated and traded with one another, growing stronger in unity. The human race had, at this point, perfected the art of governance, and their leaders were wise, just, and ruthless in equal measure. The first council of the Star Empire was formed, made up of representatives from the most powerful colonies, and it was under their guidance that the empire began to truly take shape. The human fleets grew in size, their ships becoming more advanced with every passing year. The technology they wielded was unmatched, capable of turning the tide of any conflict. Their warships were the pinnacle of military design, combining firepower, speed, and versatility. However, it was not only their ships that made them so formidable. The human soldiers, the backbone of the empire, were disciplined, resourceful, and fearless. They had long since abandoned the notion of surrender or retreat. For them, failure was not an option. Humanity's expansion was not without resistance. As they ventured deeper into the galaxy, they encountered alien civilizations that were more advanced in some respects, but ultimately inferior when it came to adaptability. The first serious challenge to humanity's dominance came from the Kelter, a race of amphibious beings who ruled over a vast sector of the galaxy. The Kelter were technologically superior, and their fleets were imposing. For the first time, humanity found itself on the defensive, forced to retreat from the Kelter's advance. But in the face of adversity, humanity's true potential began to shine. The war with the Kelter was brutal and costly, but the human spirit refused to break. They adapted, evolved, and developed new strategies. The war lasted decades, but in the end, humanity's resilience triumphed. The Kelter, unable to match the humans' relentless innovation, were eventually driven from the contested regions, their fleets shattered, their colonies lost. The victory over the Kelter marked a turning point in the rise of the Star Empire. With their primary rival defeated, humanity turned its gaze outward, looking to consolidate their power and expand even further. The human leadership, once divided among the various colonies, united under a single banner, the Star Empire. This new empire was more than just a collection of worlds, it was a symbol of humanity's triumph over the challenges of the universe. It was a testament to their ability to rise above any obstacle, no matter how insurmountable it seemed. The next phase of the empire's rise was characterized by the forging of alliances with other species. The Kelter War had shown that even the mightiest civilizations could fall before the might of humanity. With their newfound confidence, the Star Empire sought to secure its position by forming alliances with other races that had once been wary of humans. Some joined voluntarily, drawn by the promise of prosperity and protection. Others, seeing the inevitable tide of human expansion, surrendered, choosing submission over destruction. The human leadership, however, was not blind to the potential dangers of overreach. While expansion continued, it was tempered by the need to ensure stability. The empire grew not just through conquest, but through diplomacy, understanding that the balance of power was fragile. They understood that the key to their continued dominance lay not only in military might, but in the careful management of their growing interstellar network. Despite their successes, however, not all were pleased with the direction the empire was heading. Among the various species, there were those who viewed humanity's rise with distrust and fear. A faction of alien races formed a coalition, determined to stand against the growing influence of the Star Empire. They formed alliances, pooled their resources, and launched a campaign of sabotage and subversion against the empire. The first true challenge to the stability of the Star Empire came when the rebellion, led by the enigmatic Jaran, a race of ancient beings, sought to tear down humanity's hard-earned empire. The war with the Jaran coalition was long and brutal, testing every aspect of the empire's strength. For the first time in centuries, the humans were forced to fight on multiple fronts. The Jaran, with their deep knowledge of ancient technology, proved to be a formidable enemy. But once again, humanity's greatest weapon was its determination. The humans' ability to adapt, to learn from their enemies, allowed them to overcome the Jaran's technological superiority. The war, though devastating, ultimately ended with the Jaran coalition's defeat, and their forces scattered across the galaxy. With the Jaran threat neutralized, the Star Empire began to solidify its rule over the galaxy. Its borders stretched from one end of the cosmos to the other, a vast network of planets, moons, and stations all united under the banner of humanity. The Empire was no longer just a collection of human colonies, but a multi-species alliance bound together by their shared belief in the superiority of human leadership and governance. In time, the Star Empire became a symbol of power, innovation, and unity. Its citizens were proud, knowing that they were part of something greater than themselves. The empire's reach extended beyond military conquest. It became a cultural and economic powerhouse, a beacon of progress in a galaxy that had once been so fractured and divided. But even as the empire flourished, there were whispers in the corners of the galaxy. Some spoke of a dark time ahead, a time when humanity's arrogance would become their downfall. Others feared that the empire would become too large, too overextended, and that its very success would eventually lead to its collapse. Yet, despite these fears, the Star Empire continued to rise, undeterred by the doubts of others. The rise of the Star Empire was not just a story of humanity's triumph, it was a testament to the indomitable will of a species that refused to accept limitations. It was a story of survival, of adaptation, and of an unbreakable belief in their place in the cosmos. In the end, the Empire was not merely a reflection of humanity's desire for power, but a manifestation of their endless potential to shape the future of the galaxy. For humanity had not only risen, they had conquered the stars. And with their empire firmly established, there was no force in the universe that could challenge their supremacy.